How's it going, everybody? Moses here, bringing you the third in the Wolcen kind of like introduction video series, I guess. This time it's a range, kind of hybrid, kind of pistol and catalyst type of build. Let's delve into an expedition. And yeah, this one is going to be +4. We've been actually pushing just a little bit. Our gear is still kind of mediocre to garbage, but it doesn't matter. There's a wipe tomorrow. So let's get in there, and I will show you the character. Let's talk about the build. So this character, what I found out is that you can in fact equip a pistol and a, catalyst. Catalyst enables your use of spells, and pistol enables your use of ranged attacks, right? So for stuff that is for like bows, daggers, and pistols, all kind of like wrapped up in this one, skill group. And then you have your magic skill group, which requires catalyst or a staff. Hopefully there will be wands, so you can have a wand and a catalyst, but currently there aren't any wands in the beta. And then you have your melee weapon, which make the third skill group, group of skills, right? So this time around you can combine between the two and then cast spells and perform ranged attacks with a pistol and a catalyst. Another thing I found out is that stat points are incredibly valuable. One thing I didn't really kind of like grasp, I kind of noticed, but I didn't really kind of grasp its meaning, is the level of how much stat points in fact increase our global damage. Excuse me. So not only we're getting the individual bonuses from ferocity, toughness, agility, and wisdom, but we're also getting a global damage bonus to all of our skill uses based on how much overall stat points we have. So when we look at the sockets, for example, which is making sockets extremely important, on support gear, basically you got your offensive gear, your weapon, your armor gear, defensive, which is everything else, helms and so on, pants, chest, and then you have your support gear, which is your rings, your belt, your amulet, and your offhand, your catalyst. This type of gear is called support, and when you socket a gem, a lot of the times you can get +2 all attributes, +2 ferocity, +2 individual stats, right? So +9 to all attributes. If we look over here, just by removing this, we're getting 207.9, so 208 bonus to your damage globally from the stat points. But with the usage of this, that includes +9 to all attributes and 20 ferocity, so almost 60 stat points. This substantially increases our overall damage output, and of course gives us the individual bonuses from the toughness, agility to all attributes, and then the ferocity to the crit. And this is in fact a crit build. I managed to get 48.1 percent crit chance on this character, which feels like a coin toss, pretty good, and it allows us to just make a crit base build. So the skills we're using for this build are Gunslinger Brand and the Auto Turret. These skills are like our main damage dealers, and we're using other utility skills, the Winter Grasp and the Thunder Strike, which are only available for us to use because we're using a catalyst, right? It enables the uses of spells, the use of spells. So we can use our Winter Grasp and Thunder Strike to generate our Rage and to give us this buff, right? Just like the Spellcaster build, these two skills for utility are equipped with this rune or modifier. Gives a buff that allows you to deal additional damage based on the base element of this skill. So this is a cold skill. We're getting a buff that gives us cold damage, roughly 10%, and then the same from Thunderstrike. So we're getting about 20%. And if we look at, for example, Gunslinger Brand, we'll look at 1998 is our actual damage, but if we use these two skills and we're getting the buff, all of a sudden it's 2400. Quite substantial damage bonus. So keep in mind, these runes currently unlock at level 20. I don't know the end game when they're going to unlock it. Of course, everything is going to change, just for you kind of like get to know the mechanics and learn what I've learned in the past few days I've been playing it. So pretty good damage buff, provides us the utility of the actual freeze, so CC, and generating our rage really quickly. I believe this one is probably the best generator, and it's only available through the Catalyst pistol combo. You can also use dagger Catalyst combo, and yeah, build around that, but in this case we've chosen the pistol because I do like those ranged attacks. Alright, so Avenger Auto Turret is just a turret that blows up, deals a whole bunch of damage, attacks super fast, and most likely going to be nerfed. You can have two of them at the same time, they're destroying. And then the Gunslinger brand is a skill that basically allows us to channel and then pick a couple of targets and just unleash like a a volley of gunshots with this Gunslinger brand. Super potent skill. I love it. It feels really strong. The only problem with it is that it's kind of bugged, and sometimes you press the Gunslinger brand and you won't get the channeling bar. Right now it's fine. It works perfectly. And when you get the, then you need to mark the targets. But sometimes, like in the middle of combat, it just won't show up the channel bar. And then if you don't have the channel bar, well, you can't activate the skill. See, like right now, the first one didn't go off, the second one did. I just don't really know. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, it's absolutely a blow up of a skill. I love it. And yeah, the turret. So that's kind of like what the build's all about. Against bosses, I'm using Mark of Impunity, just making them take more damage. When it comes to the tree will change, but just for you kind of like to see what I did, just spec'd into the maximum health, toughness, which is health, all resistant health, and then some projectile damage nodes right here. Agility is kind of just like a travel node, doesn't provide us too much except the bonus from stat points that we're getting, and then some health over here, material damage and attack speed. This is a kind of a nice little cluster. This gives us 35 rage generation on kill, so it keeps us topped off, and then this gives us 2% damage per unspent rage points. So if depends on how much you have. Currently I got 1k, so that's 20% damage when I'm topped off. And with this build, because of this node of 35 rage on kill, when you're killing packs, you're going to see most of the time you're going to be at full rage. 25 ferocity, because ferocity is in fact crit for both attacks and spells. And then over here we got some crit damage, crit damage and attack damage. Crit damage, crit chance, big crit chance node, ferocity, which is crit chance, and then over here we went through max health, more health, toughness, which is health, and then max health, 10% damage, but it was only to get to here. And here we got some attack speed, big crit nodes over here, and here we got a 60% crit damage for the penalty of 30% less damage, which is fine because the crit damage bonus is insane, and we're critting half of the times, so it adds up to being a lot more. And of course we're going to be able to stack more crit with better gear. Again, just play this character for just the one day and I got 50%, so I'm sure when they unlock the last wheel on the tree, we're going to have some more crit we can spec into. And yeah, over here we got material damage and big life node over here with 5% health and 100 flat health. And over here we just got projectile damage, attack damage, and crit chance. There's no more crit chance nearby over here. I looked. Agility, I should probably unspec. I did not notice it's here, but that's fine. Some health, more toughness, which is stats and health. Agility, again, I mean 25 is, it's damage bonus, so it's not that bad either way. Attack speed is just not relevant for us. And then resist and health. Resist. Oh no, this is the projectile damage. More projectile damage. Yeah, we went through that. And +1 pierce to all projectiles. So that includes the turrets as well. I believe this is the tree. Pretty standard, just health, and we scale crit whenever we could find it. And yeah, so let's get in there. Let's get our buffs, right? So we want these lightning and um, lightning and lightning and cold damage buff. Sorry, to be up at all times, and also like when you're casting your like your lightning what's it called, Thunderstrike. It's gonna be doing quite substantial amount of damage, so you know it's not a bad skill on its own. It's just that like you're gonna be topped off in rage, and that means you're not, as you can see, and that means you're not going to be having any chance really to get too much of you know, willpower, which is your other resource. This is why, by the way, I got my number 2 potion is in fact a willpower potion, so I'll be able to activate my my damage buffs that I'm getting from these you know, spells, because it is a global damage buff. So blowing them up. Yeah, the gunslinger is problematic, and it is currently bugged. So, but you know, when it's working, it's so potent, and I actually adore this skill. It's going to make a great build one day, pretty soon. I still haven't decided what I'm going to go with on release. Most likely, it's going to be something like this, because even if they're going to nerf these skills. See, I just want some oh yeah, and you can carry the turret as well as leaving it on the ground. You can actually carry it and become the turret. Not enough willpower. Oh yikes. Oh god. Oh god. Alright. It's fine. Turret's OP, bro. Turret's OP. Yeah, I really want the gunslinger. Yeah, it just won't go off. A lot of times it just won't go off. I think these may be the bosses. I don't know. Are these the bosses, or are they just a pack? Like just a champion pack? It looks like it's just a magic pack. Yikes. This is plus 13 to monster level. This is the deepest and the toughest content I got to so far in my couple of days of grinding. Remember, I did not grind with just one character. I grinded with 3 characters. So we've been like leveling up and making 3 different builds. So I don't really have one optimized. Oh, challenge the boss. I believe these are the bosses now. Yeah. Yikes. Oh no, I got destroyed. Let me out. Yeah, these attacks are like quite insane. But yeah, we got it. He just one-shotted me. It is plus 13. And yeah, as this system goes, you can go back and receive your reward, or you can go down to the next level. It was a plus 13. I don't know if I'm going to unlock anything past that because I quit. Okay, so we're getting a bunch of guaranteed loot, and then we can choose between all sorts of garbage loot. I mean, maybe one of them will be an upgrade for me, but no. Let's pick up some rando And yeah, so this is it, guys. I absolutely love this character. This is the strongest character I've made so far. And I can't wait for tomorrow release hype. Wolcen, boys. See you guys there. Thanks for watching. See you guys. Bye-bye.